But
No, he was up there.
It was pretty neat.
They're both missing. We are worried. Getting worried.
Missing in action.
both warriors. Let's start. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, chapter 13, text number 1. Jadbharat is explaining the meaning of the story which he told in the previous chapter. And in this verse he has explained that this path or the forest is the material life and the senses are the robbers. So we will read the commentary on this verse. Dasyu koshtu prabhritibhir uktahi sah chaturdashe ihendriya kutumbadya tad darshtanta nirupita. So he explains that the essence of the chapter is that what was described earlier, the robbers, wolves, etc., that is described here as the family life in this 14th chapter. So there is what is called Drishtanta and Darshtanta, example and exemplified. So he gave the example and what it means is being given here. Sasri Shuko has Spashtam Uvacha. So now Sukadeva Goswami, he spoke clearly. Saesha Prasiddho Jivalokaha. So he is explaining here that it is actually Sukadeva who is speaking, because from the chapter it is not clear. Usually they write Sukha Uvacha or Sukha is saying and Parikshit Uvacha, but he says Sa Uvacha. He said. So whether he is Jadbharat or he is Sukdev is not very clear, so he makes it clear that it is Sukdev and not Jadbharat. So that means Jadbharat after that he left. And that means the question which was asked in the previous verse was not by Rahugana but by Parikshit, because it said Raja Vacha, king said, and both are king. Rahugana was also king and Parikshit, so it's actually Parikshit who is asking. Which makes sense because earlier he said that after this he wandered on the earth carefully, and the king has already said that I have attained discrimination and my ignorance is dispelled. So that means this is Parikshit who was asked and now Sukadeva is speaking. So that's why he makes it very clear. Saesa prasiddho jivalokaha sansaratavyam gataha. So he says that this jivaloka, the living being, he has entered into the forest of the material world. San adyapi harirupa guros charnarvindaye madhukara guru bhajan upas kehte. In the end of this text was that till today he has not returned to the state of being a honeybee at the feet of Guru and Krishna, which means he has not surrendered. He is wandering for the honey in the forest and not for the honey on the feet of Krishna, which are compared to a lotus flower. Therefore they also have honey. So that is the meaning. So he says that Hari Rupasya Guros Charnarvindaye Madhukara Guru Jana Shakta Tesam Anukulyam Padvim Navrundhe Na Prapnoti. So he says that this person has not become favorable to those who are worshipping or serving the feet of the Guru. And Guru himself is compared here as to Hari. Because it says Hari Guru Charnarvind Makaranda Padvim Navrundhe. So either you can take Hari and Guru as separate or as one. So he takes it as one because we are not directly seeing the God, Hari, but Guru is available. Tena Sri Guru Charnashram Vina Sansaratavyam Brahmati eviti bhava. So the meaning is that without taking shelter of the feet of Guru, one will keep on wandering in this forest of the material world. Because by oneself one will not come to know how to get out. It's not possible. One does not have that knowledge. Kidrisha dehatma maninam adhvani apatita durga adbhavat. So this is the path where people are walking, and the people who consider their body as their self, dehatma. And it is the path which leads to the fort. प्रसिद्ध दुर्ग मार्गे इव सत्वादि गुण विशेषैर विकल्पितानि विभक्तानि यानि कुशल अकुशल विनिष्ट कर्माणि. So there are various types of activities he is performing with his body. Sometimes pious activities, sometimes sinful activities, sometimes completely in ignorance. Tair vinirmitabhir vividha deha avalibhir. And because of this karma, he gets into various types of forms. So sometimes goes up. If one is performing activities in sattva, then one has higher birth, can become a deva, a demigod, an angel. Urdhvan gachanti sattvastha madhya tishtanti rajasa. Jaganya guna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasa. And if your activities are in tamas, destructive, then you go to the lower species. And if they are mixture, then you stay as a human being. So that is the meaning, that he is getting various types of bodies. Viyoga sanyogas tadut sukh rupasya anadhe sansarasya. And because of these bodies, sometimes he is happy and sometimes suffering. So if you have a good birth, then you have some more happiness. And if you have lower birth, then more suffering, more ignorance. And this is going on without any beginning. So although a particular karma has a beginning and end, because every karma must have beginning and end, but karma in general continues. Although every body has beginning and end, but bodies in general have no beginning. So that's why it is called a cycle. Nanu jiva sansarasya maya kritatvan maya devi meva jiva prapadyatam sai prasanna tam bandhan mochyasyati kim hari guru charan prapatya. So he raises one question, that you have already said that the world is made of maya. In chapter 11 he said that everything is made of maya. So there is Maya Devi, there is a goddess Durga. She is the one who creates the world. So he says the world is created by her, so you should go and surrender to her. Right? It's logical. There is a fort, and fort is built by somebody, and you are caught inside the fort, then you should go to the owner of that fort. He can release you. So he says, what is the use of going to Guru and Hari and Krishna? So what is the answer for that? So you should go and surrender to Maya Devi. She is the creator of this world. And when she is happy with you, then she will release you from this world. So why shall you take? Because taking shelter of Guru is not going to help you. Guru did not create the world. So how can you make you free from this? So what will you answer to this?
Because Durga is not having power to give liberation.
Why, if she is the controller of this material world, why she cannot release you? If you have your house and you lock somebody in the house, you can also release that.
She's not independent.
Independent of whom?
Lord, Krishna.
But if scripture says only Vishnu can give liberation.
Yeah, although she is the creator, but she is not the independent creator. Although she is in charge, but she is also not the supreme. It's like you have your house and you put a guard on it. So God does not have the authority to give anything from the house to somebody. He can only guard it. His actual duty is that nobody should go out of it. So that is the duty of Durga. She makes sure that you don't get out of it. She is very good at it. She does her job perfectly. No one really goes out. She keeps everybody locked in. That's why she is called Durga. Because this is called Durga, small a, and the long one is Durga. So this material world is considered as a fort. And she is the guard of the fort. So that's why she is called Durga. That's why she has the trident. You try to get out, she will hit you. Go back. Where are you going? She rides the tiger, lion. So Vishnur Vasvartinya Maya iti. So because she is under the control of Vishnu, she is not independent. Natasya swatantrya yaduktam. As Krishna says, Devi hi esa gunmayi mam maya duratya. So Krishna says that this Maya is mama Maya, it is mine. He is the owner and she is the guard, she is the protector, caretaker. So caretaker does not have the authority to give anything from the house. If at all, she can only ask the master, can I do this? So she is not authorized. But one who surrenders to the owner, Krishna God, then he or she can get out. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Only they can get out. So therefore, many people are worshipping Devi. It's very amazing that here even in Vrindavan there are many temples of Devi. There is one right here. So that is because of ignorance. So because Devi is a goddess, that is true, she is very powerful, that is also true. But she does not have the power to give liberation. She can give other blessings. If you want some material blessing, if you want good health, some money, good partner, these things she can supply. But if you want to leave the material world, that she cannot. She has her limitations. Because the owner has given certain powers to her. And they give some powers to the caretaker that you can water the plants, no problem. So like that she can water, but she cannot uproot the plant and give it to somebody. So that is the meaning of Devi hi esa gunmayi. So she is Devi, she is divine, or she is playful. So she plays with the children and keeps them busy here. That is the meaning of Devi. Because Devi dhatu kridayam, play. Iti gitayam atra shloke eva karene samuchya paksho api nirasti krita. So now somebody can say, well, we surrender to both surrender to Maya, and also to Krishna. So he says no, he says Eva, Mam Eva. You surrender only to me. No need of khichdi. Just chapati. With salt. Only chapati. Nothing else. So sometimes people say, well, I surrender to Devi, I surrender to Shiva, I surrender to Brahma, Ganesh, so many things, then I can become liberated. So he says, no, Mameme. So that's why it is important to understand Shastra, because this is known only from Shastra. Viflasya bahu viprati yoga, bahu vignasya iha chestayas. So unless one comes to this point, then all his other endeavors, they remain vifala, failure. So everybody is a failure in the material world. Ultimately. Everybody is trying to be happy, but they don't get very much success in it. And the reason is that they are trying it in the wrong way, following the wrong process. So he says there are many obstacles on their path, a lot of obstructions, difficulties, and ultimately there is only failure. Ultimate result in the material world is failure. Nobody dies very happy unless one is ignorant. Ignorance gives some happiness, isn't it? Because when you don't know that you don't know, then you're happy. When you don't know and you know that you don't know, that is problem. That is the beginning of the problem. So either you have to know that you know, or you have to don't know that you don't know. These two types of people are very good. And the in-between guy, he is in trouble. So therefore either the animals are happy or people like Jana Bharat. In between category, troublesome state. So therefore all their endeavors, all their efforts, they are full of problems and then failure, problem and failure. So then he continues, tad yatha purushasya dhanam yat kinchid dharmopaikam bhukritshadigatam sakshat param purush aradham lakshmayo aso dharma stam tu sampraye udaharanti tad dharmyam dhanam darshan sparshan shravana ashvadan avagrahana sankalpa vyavasaya griha gramopabhogena kunathasya ajitatmano yatha sarthasya vilampante. So now he makes a very, again, dangerous, scaring statement. He says that these people have money. What is the meaning of, what is the purpose of money? That I enjoy it. Yes, of course, money has to be spent. But there are two ways you can spend it. You can spend it on your enjoyment, or you can spend it on dharma, for spiritual cause. So he says that wealth, money, it is meant only for spiritual purpose. Dharmasya hi ahvargasya nartharthaya kalpate narthasya dharma ekantasya kamo labhaya hi smrita. Dharma is meant for apvarga, Dharma is meant for attaining liberation, becoming free from bondage. Dharma is not meant for making money. Now people use dharma, religious activities, for money. Mostly it is used for making money. That is not the purpose. And what is money for? He says money is not for kamo labha. Money is not for enjoyment. But that's what people think and they do. He says arthasya hi dharma ekantasya. That artha is meant only for dharma. Very clearly he says ekanta means only, eka eva anta. That the only purpose of your money is dharma. It should be used only for spiritual activities. So then somebody says, what about my life? So I said, yes, that you can do. Labho jiveta yavata. Jivasya tattva jigyasa. Labho jiveta. You take what is necessary for you to survive. But don't spend all your money on this. So previously people used to spend some percentage of money for dharma all over the world. Some people still do it. But now most people don't think like that. Even kings in India, whatever they had, 10-20% was fixed in every kingdom. They used to spend it for religious purposes, distributing food, cloth, education, doing some yajnas. So very common. There used to be all holy places, every king will have a place for distribution of food and kshetra. So that was in the olden days. Now they come, they want to take money from this Sramad also. So therefore he says that Purushasya dhanam yat kinchit dharma apaikam. That the money of a person is meant only for some dharma purpose. Bahukrishya adhigatam, one gets it with a very great labor. Sakshat param purusha aradhan lakshma yoso dharma. And what is the real dharma? The real dharma is worship of the Sakshat Purusha, the Supreme Person. That is the ultimate. Savai punsham paro dharma yata bhakti radhacha. Ahetukya pratiyata yatma samprasana. So there are various types of dharma. People do social welfare also. But the real thing is Supreme Person. Because ultimately all wealth belongs to God. So to utilize it for His sake, that is the actual ultimate end of, that is the best use of money. Tad dharmyam dhanam darshan sparshan. So that wealth which is meant for dharma, for spiritual cause, where do they utilize this? So he says they utilize it for seeing, for touching, for hearing, for tasting, for smelling. These are all external senses. And sankalpa, vyavshaya, griha gramukmodina. And making a resolve to use it only for their house and for the senses, for relatives. That's all. So kunathasya ajitatmano yatha. So this person is called Kunatha because when he was describing, he said that this group of business people are walking in the forest and they have a Kunatha. The same word was used. They have a bad leader, means who is not knowing how to get out of this forest. So this is the meaning of a person who is not having proper understanding. And he is as if following a bad leader, Kunatha. And Ajitatmana, he does not have control over his senses or mind. Yatha sarthasya vilumpanti. So then these senses, they come and they rob. They are like the dacoits. Yasyami me iti vyachaste So everywhere he refers to the verses on chapter 12 when Jadbharat was speaking the story. Syame, in the 13th chapter, in the second verse, Syame Sannardeva Dashyava Sartham Vilumpanti Kunaya Kambala. That in this forest, the six robbers, they plunder these people who have bad leader. So that's what is referring. Yatha purushasya bahukrishyadigatam dharmopyogi dhanam dasya vilumpanti. So just like the money of a person which is meant for religious purpose, spiritual purpose, it is plundered by the robbers. Tat tatha indriya namana shadete. So in the same way our senses, they are plundering us. Karmana swasa vyaparana, by their individual activities. The eyes are plundering us by seeing. Ajitatmano, because we don't have control over senses. So people waste so much of their time just watching television. Nothing much coming out of it. The same thing is churned every day in a different way. So like that, they trying to taste some food and all types of food. Tatpadasya vyarthya bhavaya vyavhita anvaya sodhavi. So he's talking about combining things. He's saying this will be tolerated. So that to make sense. Dhanameva kimiti apekshayam sakshaditi. So what is dhana? Wealth. He says it is wealth only when it is used for parlok, samparaya, to attain supreme destination in the next life. Tad dharmim sabbat bhagavat seva. So that is the service to the Lord. Sankalpo manaso samavasayo vyavasaya sacha buddhir vyapara. So we have to make sankalpa through the mind. Means we will in our mind that this is what I want to do. And then we make fixed resolve with our intelligence. These are the functions of mind and intelligence. Mind does sankalpa and vikalpa. As vikalpa means various types of desire. Sankalpa means you choose one of them. And buddhi or intelligence, that makes you fix in that. यथा कुनाथस्य कुनायकस्य अजितात्मन है अवशीकृतान आत्मनि आत्मीय लोकस्य वणिक्सार्थस्य चौरहरन्ति. It's just like the thieves and robbers, they steal from the business people when they are following a wrong leader who is taking them through a path which is not safe. They get plundered there. So in the same way, when a person is not having control over his mind and senses, 5 external senses and one mind, the 6, then he loses his life. Atcha yatra kautambika darapatyadeo namna karmana mrikasrigala eva anichanto api kadariyasya kutambina Puranakavat sarrakshamanam misatopi haranti. So he says that moreover the family members, wife, husband, children, they are by name and by their deeds are like the wolves and jackals. Sometimes people also have name, right? What is that? Virginia Woolf.
Mm-hmm.
So even the name is wolf.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Tiger in the wood. So people have the name, so therefore he says, Namna Karmanachi. He says not only that they act like that, They also have a name like that. So they have name and also their acts, their deeds. Like here in India, you see many people, their names ending in Singh, which means a lion. So, like Tendulkar, this Tendua is also same category in the cat family. So Namna Karmana Vrikshigala Eva. He is not saying that they are like, he says they are. Not that they are like jackals, but they are jackals. Why? He says Anichatopi Kadaryasya Kutumbina Uranak Vat Sarakshamanam Mistopi Haranti. So just like the wolf takes away the sheep, even right in front of you, like that these family members, they steal away right in front of your eyes. And you don't even object because you are in ignorance. So Sarakshamanam, that which you are protecting, that also they take away. So this is the verse which is related now to Go Mayavu. That is the third one. No, second. Go Mayavo yatra haranti sarthikam pramattam avisha yathoranam vikai. So just like the sheep is taken away by the jackal, like that. So iti द्वय व्याचष्टे अथ इति अपहर्तश्चैति अर्थ सर्वक्षमाण अन्न वस्त्रादिभिस्त्वया वयम अवश्यम पाल्य एव भवाम इति न्यायमिषेण अपहरन्ति इति अस्य. So he says that protecting is that we will protect you by giving you food, cloth, etc. And we will give you shelter. And with this they take away. Aparanti iti asya karmapadam purvoktam swarthikam anna gudavritadi samputam gayam. So he says that this has to be applied with the previous verse. Where it was talked about that they are taking away the wealth with the hearing, touch and all this. Yatha hi anuvatsaram krishamanam api adagdabhijam kshetram punareva avapan kale gulmatruna virudha भीर गह्वरमेव भवति एवमेव गृहाश्रमे कर्म क्षेत्रम यस्मिन् हि कर्माणि उत्सीदन्ति यदयं कामकरण्ड एव अवस्था. So he says just like in the field you plow the land and every year when it is time for farming then all these weeds come up. Although when the crop is over, you may burn everything, or you may plow it up and there is nothing remaining, you don't see anything. But when it's time for putting the seed, then weeds come even before the seed. And you don't know where they were hiding. So he said just like the weeds, they come, various types of weeds, and they grow into plants and creepers and bushes. And if you are not very good at uprooting them, then after some time you will only see the weeds and nothing remains. So he said that this householder life is also like that. That you perform karma and karma never comes to an end. It is anadi and it keeps on, there is no end of it. It's like the weed keeps on coming one after another, one after another. You are busy doing something, you are never free. And that is because the house, he says, is a box of desires. That you have your house and you sit there and all the desires are coming. They call it Pandora's box. So you open it and various types of living entities come out to bite you. So you build a net of desires around you and you remain surrounded by that. Prabhut virut trina gulma gahvaram ityetad vyachaste. So this was also the verse in the 13th chapter, verse number 3, where he says that he enters into the forest where there are various types of creepers and he got stuck in that. So here also similar thing is being described here. Yesa avasatha ashramo yadi asmat kamanam karanda. So he says that this ashrama, grihastha ashrama, this is like the basket of desires. Because if you have family, especially if you have wife, children or husband, then there is always something you have to go along with it. Yatha hingu kshayapi gandho na kshiyate evamatra vasnanam akshinatvat na karmani siddhanti. So this word vasna has two meanings. One, vasna means smell, fragrance. And vasna is also the subliminal desire, the seed form of the desire. So he says that just like your heart is a box and you put some asphatida in it, inside a box, or camphor. Now you take out the camphor or asphatida, still the vasana is there. It does not go away. You wash it and still you will smell it. So he says like that, in the house there is no end of vasanas. One after another, some smell of karma keeps coming. You try to finish one work, then another is ready. You try to finish that, then another is ready. So you keep on pulling this vasanas out and they remain there. So your heart itself becomes the residence of these vasanas. So he says even when the asphatida is over, you have used everything for making chalk. Still you know that this was where you are keeping it. So there is no end of it. That is the meaning of basket, karanda. Tatra gato dansa masaka sama apusadair manujai shalabha shakunta taskara munshakadibhi upurudhyamana bahi prana kvachit parivartamano asmin advani avidya kam karambhir uparakta manasam anuppannartham narlokam gandharva nagaram uppannamiti mithya drashti anupashyati. And then when you have answered, it said that while walking you get bitten by mosquitoes. So he says these are the low class people who are biting you. And Shalava Shakunta Taskara Musakadi. And then there are some other types of birds which are also bothering you. They are thieves. And then Mushaka is a mouse. So Sanskrit word Mushaka for mouse. It means one who steals. It comes from the root mus, stay. Because the mouse comes at night and then goes around and steals. So therefore it's called musaka, means a thief. Really musaka means a thief, the word which is used for the mouse. So he says like that you have thieves who are like the mouse. They also come at night and steal from your house. Kathor dansairiti etad vyachaste ansaiti. So he is explaining the verse where he said that they come and eat. Apsatair nichair ukrudhyamane. You meet some low class people that trouble you unnecessarily. Some people just are busy only creating trouble for others. Pidyamano bahi prano chittam yasya. And then you become so that as if your life is going to leave you. And kvachitcha gandharapuram prapashyati tiyatad vyachaste kvachiti. And sometimes you see the city in the sky, means some imaginary thing. Parivartamana paravritya paramrishanu praktam yanmanastena tanno artho vittam yatastam narlokam vanchak nripadikam pashyat. So when you are there in this path trying to make money and you are not successful, then you meet some cheater who says, come on, I will help you. You should come and do this pyramid marketing. So he will show you a big dream. How like this you will make so much money. And then you become the boss, you don't have to do anything, then the people below you, but that never happens. So this is called Gandharva Nagar. Gandharva Nagar means city does not exist. City in the sky. So giving you a big dream, and then whatever money you have, you take it from you. So in India there are many times people, their agencies, they will say, you'll get your visa for America, and from there so many people they need for job, or take it some of the Arab countries, but you have to pay this much money. People sell their land, whatever little they have a house, they go to them, give them. So these people get some tourist visa for them, and they don't understand that this is not a working visa. Take them to that country, drop them in the airport and leave them. And then they are wandering there, where to go, what to do. And then they disappear. When you come back, you see that office is not there anymore. So you make a big office first, run it for some time. So when people come, gather money, close the office, go. So this is called vanchak. So giving a big dream of money, which is not there. So he says that vanchaka nripadikam pashyati tatascha tadupasnaya vanchita vittadikam pannamiti gandharva nagaramivatam. So he sees that by worshipping these people, by following them, I will get money. Kvachitcha gandharpuram prapashyati ityetadupalakshitam arthantaram darshayati atapodakam mrigtrishna jalam tattulyam vishyanupdhavati. Then he sees the water in the mirage, which means just another different types of cheatings. There are various types of tricks. So many times I read in the newspaper, people will come to the house in the villages and they will say, you can double your golden ornaments. And these women, ignorant, illiterate ladies, they bring out their ornaments and then they will say, yes, there's somehow. They take the ornaments and give them some fake ones and disappear. Another one is, I have golden brick with me and can buy it at a cheaper rate. I'm in trouble because I need money, I need to sell it. My daughter's marriage is coming, I need money. I want to sell this golden brick. So it is, they make some fake one from top, they have some covering. So it looks gold and you think, wow, I'm getting it so cheap. Make money and go. So various types. So one is called Gandharvanagar, city in the sky. Another is called Mrig Trishna Jal, water in the mirage. So then the person gets hoodwinked. Like this. So we'll stop here if there are any questions. Like the story in Hitopdes, the tiger and the traveler. That's a very nice story.
So who is actually the creator? The Brahma or Durga? Who is the creator of the material nature? Brahma
Many
or Durga?
creators are there. Many creators are there. It's not only one. Various types of creators. Alright. Hare Krishna.